Pizzas, $7.49 each. In-husk bicolor sweet corn, 6 for just $1.98. And bone-in pork shoulder, only $2.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Levers Foods, Valley City.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate, and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
And Carson Weber set to lead things off for Williston, so it'll be Bryson Heck on the mound for Valley City as we are just about to get underway here in our top of the first inning. So defensive arrangement is going to be Sikora at first base, Fetch second, Samuelson at short, Schwer at third base. First pitch by Bryson Heck, low and in the dirt to his catcher, Corbin Powell. Defensive arrangement here for Valley City. Going in the outfield, Luke Praska in left. Center field is going to be Parker Rolsma, and in right field will be Leighton Hendrickson. No balls, one strike here. The pitch outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes as Bryson has bounced the first two pitches in the dirt. The 2-0 pitch on the way. And it's going to be inside and a little bit low, and it's now at a 3-0 count. So Bryson Heck walked 3 in his last start against Lisbon. Walks can sometimes be an issue. And that'll miss outside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to begin things on the mound for Bryson Heck. And this will bring up the first baseman, Rhett Carnes. Leadoff man on for Williston. Oilers coming in 2-9 on the year, searching for their first win in this West region. That'll be low and in the dirt, and that kicks away from Corbin Powell. Corbin a bit casual trying to block that ball, tried to play it kind of off to the side, almost tried to stuff block it, and ultimately that gets by him, so it'll be a Man at second base, and Bryson has yet to find the strike zone here on this rather cool Friday afternoon. The pitch by Bryson, that's going to be swung on and hit in the left field. Late jump over at second base. Rosema's got a good arm and not a very fast runner on the base pass, so it'll be a single. And the first 2 men on for Williston. It's runners at the corners with no outs.
Number 18, Brooks Brotland.
This will be Brooks Brotland coming up. So 6 pitches for Bryson Heck, and he's got himself in quite the predicament here. Man at the corner with no outs. Corbin gave some signs down, might be setting up a cutoff play at second base if the runner attempts to go, and that is another low pitch. And 6 of the 7 pitches so far here for Bryson Heck have been out of the strike zone. The 1-0 pitch, low for ball 2. And Bryson, he's starting to get a little frustrated out there. He's kind of muttering to himself a little bit, almost wondering what's happening. That'll be a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2-1. As Brotland took a big cut at the curveball that was in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Heck about to throw his 10th pitch. Will kick and fire, and that's going to be in there for a called strike. And Bryson, that's got to feel good. You found the strike zone now back-to-back times. Now trying to find for a big punch out here to give yourself a chance at a double play to get out of the inning. The 2-2 pitch outside, ball 3. Not be surprised you see that runner at first base take off, try to keep out of a double play. Not a big lead, though, at first base. He will pick over. It's a low throw, so Core manages to get his body in front of it and knock it down. Full count. Runners at the corners. No outs early on here. 1 hit for the Oilers so far. The pitch. Swung on and miss, and it'll be an out at first base, so Brotland will hustle down to first base. He'll have to go back to the dugout, or at least he should. So the runner at first base is out in Brotland. The reason why, even though runners were taken off on the play, is that the base was, as you say, covered. But a wild pitch allows the man to come in and score, so Valley City finds themselves in an early 1-0 hole. DH Xavier Cesares coming up. Cesares trying to drive in the first RBI for his team, as the strikeout does not kind of classify in the same way as a walk or hit by pitch would with the bases loaded. No balls, 1 strike here after the swing and the miss. This will be lined in the right field. Hendrickson chasing after it, but this will hook foul, and the count will go to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1-0 lead for Williston on our LaRue Lockwell Financial scoreboard. 0-2 count here to the big righty. In this situation, Bryson usually favors his curveball. Checks the man at second. The pitch swung on and missing. It's the curveball, and Corbin will tag out Cesares to complete the strikeout. So back-to-back Ks here for Bryson Heck.
The pitcher number 4, Carter Mann.
Carter Mann pitching today. He sees already a 1-0 lead and sees a stake out there at second base. Trying to stake himself to a 2-0 lead, perhaps. 2 men out with a man at second. First pitch dots the outside corner, and the count will be at 0-1. So after a bit of wild command early on, Bryson has come back here with a pair of strikeouts, and now he's trying to just minimize the damage. That'll be in there for another called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bryson trying to strike out the side here to get out of this jam with minimal damage. The 0-2 pitch. Slider, front doors him for a called strike 3, so 3 straight Ks for Bryson Heck. He minimizes the damage, but after 1 inning, it is
and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit proeyecarecenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
We are back here, everyone, in Valley City as we get set for our bottom of the first inning. It is a 1-0 lead for the Williston Oilers. Williston got those runs off a little bit of patience early on with a walk and a single, but after 3 straight strikeouts, Valley City was able to minimize the damage. So now it'll be a prolific part of the order coming up for Valley City, which is, of course, the top part of the order. Corbin Powell, of course, the man that usually was hitting 3 or 2 last year for Corbin Powell. Now he's hitting in that leadoff spot. Chase Carpenter says he wants to get his best bat, the most ABs as possible. Corbin a bit out in front of that one. The count will be even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here, as Valley City looking to make amends for this early deficit. And he'll rip one out in the left field for a single, and that'll hop right to the left fielder. So Corbin Powell able to get himself on the score sheet early on here with a leadoff single.
Second baseman, number 1, Trevor Fetch.
Trevor Fetch coming up next for Valley City. Trevor at second base today. Trevor's kind of been bouncing around the infield a little bit. Leader's also got a little bit of time in the outfield. And again, if I remember right, but he's been bouncing pretty much between second and short, depending on the lineup for Valley City. Out in there, the count goes to no balls and 1 strike. Natural second baseman, though does have some kind of underrated range to be able to play shortstop. So he is a good fill-in option if Samuelson's out of the lineup. Or, you just got to make a few changes out there. No balls, 1 strike here. Corbin Powell on with that leadoff single. Taking a big lead off first base, twitching a little bit over there. And will hold himself up, and the catcher was anticipating that Powell was taking off. He saw what I saw. Corbin a little twitch at first base. There's kind of 2 ways to interpret that. 1, he's trying to get the jump, or 2, he's trying to get in your head. 1-1 upcoming here. Hold on to the ball. Pickoff throw to first base will chase Corbin back. He is in with the dive. Pitching today for Williston is going to be Carter Mann. Decent size lead for Corbin at first base. Again, our pickoff throw, and it's not really a pickoff throw that, unless Corbin is trying to maybe be too aggressive on the base pass, is going to challenge him that much. Kind of just a show-me move. Pitch here to Fetch is going to be high, and the count will go to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. That pickoff is having an effect over there at Corbin. He kind of shortened up his lead a little bit. 2-1 pitch coming up, and I'll miss off the plate. And the count goes to 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike here. Fetch more than willing to take his walk, as well as the rest of this Valley City team. 3-1 pitch coming up here. Small leadoff for Corbin, but that doesn't matter, as Mann will try to pick him off. So Corbin has just kind of shrunk his lead Now he'll take a little bit bigger one, but I doubt he takes off and runs on 3-1. Pitch here to Fetch, and it's going to be a little looper, shallow center field, and that will be caught. Question was it going to hang up enough for the center fielder to get to it? And Corbin was essentially not tagging up on that play. No reason to tag up because you're not going to outrun it if it's caught. So he goes about, I would say, maybe 3/8 of the way down. Not far enough to get himself into trouble, but maybe close enough to where if there's a drop, he can beat it out at second base. So the fly out to center field will be the first out on the scoreboard for Williston. This will bring up Jack Samuelson. Corbin taking off and running. Not a bad jump. Throw's going to be offline in center field, but the center fielder's there backing it up. So Corbin Powell picks up a stolen base. Samuelson using a different bat in this one. It's kind of one of those where you don't quite know the bat he was using before, but when he's wielding a bright yellow bat that you haven't seen before, you realize it's different. See how this new bat fares. Samuelson takes a big rip at that one, but comes up empty, and the count will be evened up here at 1-1 strike. 1-1 strike here to Jack Samuelson. Corbin Powell at first base for Valley, or second base now for Valley City. Both teams with one hit in the books. The pitch here to Samuelson. High chopper, not going to be an easy play. Scoops it up out of the glove. Throw is in time by a step. Samuelson thought he had it beat. It was a bang-bang play at the bag, but ultimately gets ruled out. Well, this will bring up James Schwer. James had a good start in the first game to Bismarck, ripping a double. He was hitting second in that game. That was the only hit he had in that game. So it was a 1-for-4 day for him with that RBI. Looking for another one right now. A miss outside, and the count goes to 1-0. In game two against Bismarck, James Schwer got on base once in his 3 ABs. Came around to score once. That'll be a 2-0 count. On deck is going to be the center fielder, Parker Rolsema. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch here to Schwer in there for a called strike, and the count goes to 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 away. James looking for something he can barrel up and shoot up the middle. And reaches on that one, and the count goes to 2-2. Yeah, it's one of those that James kind of wants the swing back on. He kind of leaned out, and I got fooled on that one. It looked like he made up his mind pre-pitch that he was going to take a rip on it and just not able to save himself from going around on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, man at third base, and Corbin Powell, the pitch. And that kicks away. Corbin's off and running. He'll get in with ease, so James stays alive long enough to allow Corbin Powell to come around and score, and we got ourselves a 1-1 ball game. Full count to James Schwer. Sometimes staying alive is an art form, especially at this level. You always know that the tendency for wild pitches or pass ball is always going to be a little greater. So Schwer stayed alive long enough to allow Corbin to come around and score. The full count pitch. James gets under one, hits it into the overcast sky. Sometimes the ball can blend up there. Second baseman moves back and makes a little bit of a reach and catch there. So Valley City gets a leadoff single and eventually comes around to score off a stolen base, a fielder's choice, and a wild pitch. So Valley City has tied the game at 1-1. Back here in a little bit with the second inning on KOBC.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate, and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Back here at Charlie Brown Memorial Baseball Field as we get set to start our second inning of play. We have ourselves a 1-1 tie. We're all square, and it'll be Alvin Kubasek coming up. Kubasek in right field today. It'll be Kubasek, Brody Smith, and Ethan Gillespie. 6-7-8 for Williston. That one in there for a called strike. Kubasek giving it a bit of a head turn there. Not a great frame job by Powell, but the pitch good enough to be called a strike. That'll miss outside, and the count goes to 1-1. Bryson struggled with command early on in that first inning, which allowed Williston to get the first two men on. Gets a swing and a miss there on a dynamite breaking ball. Yeah, and Kubasek sitting fastball all the way, and he got thrown the hammer and just could not keep himself from going around. The 1-2 pitch right in there for a called strike three. That cut slide is working really well today. That is now 4 strikeouts for Bryson Heck. So Bryson throws what I would classify more as a slurve rather than a curve, and he throws kind of a straight fastball, cutter, and kind of that slurve. Might mix in a show-me change as well. That'll be swung on a miss, and the count goes to 0-1. What makes that slurve so effective is the cut he has that he can throw afterwards, which is just a pitch that looks like a fast slurve. Now he's up in the count 0-2. So you got people seeing the spin of the ball, and they're anticipating that, okay, that's going to break out of the zone, and then immediately it stays right on plane and cuts over the center. Allen misses just up and inside, and the count goes to 1-2. It's what we call tunneling, and it works for kind of, pitches with same spin, different velo. That count's going to go to 2-2. Mostly works for fastball, slider as well, because now more and more players are starting to throw sliders harder and harder to get that tunneling effect. That one in there for a called strike, so that's now 5 straight strikeouts for Bryson Heck, and he is working through the bottom of this Williston order, and this will bring up Ethan Gillespie. Kind of the new wave of breaking balls coming in now are not your traditional 12-6 curves anymore. More and more because arm slots are changing. That one's going to be swung on a miss, and the count goes to 0-1. 12-6 curves more for the over-the-top pitchers, where it's just kind of the classic hammer, starts up top, drops down low. Fastball inside, the count goes to 1-1. Starting to see more of slurves and what's now being more classified as a sweeper, which is just kind of a slower slurve. Ground ball here to Samuelson, charging in on it. It's going to need a good throw, bobbles it a little bit, throw to first in time. Good stretch there by Sikora. Samuelson had to dig around a bit for that ball, but ultimately able to get it out in time. So we'll be back here in a little bit with the start of the bottom of the second here on KLVC.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula. 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Parker Rolsema leading off this bottom of the second inning for Valley City. We're tied up at 1-1. Both teams with 1 run and 1 hit. The pitch here to Rolsema. Takes a late hack at that one. It'll be a foul ball, and the count starts 0-1. It'll be Rolsema, Sikora, and Praska due up. And yes, it is Andrew Sikora due up in the on-deck spot. Now the loose ball being tossed into our umpire has to go make a retrieve for it. Rolsema, part of what is a really young outfield for Valley City. Praska mostly plays second base. I would say it's his best position, but also gives you a bit of corner versatility as well. That'll be outside, and the count goes to 1-1. But a really young infield here or really young outfield for Valley City, and you just kind of look at it and be like, okay, you kind of see the body type and go like, okay, you got something to work with here. It's all about kind of developing the skill set. Allen catches the outside corner. The count goes to 1-2. So Rolsema and Leighton Hendrickson, you kind of want to see get better as the season goes on. Pitch here to Rolsema. Hard chopper up the middle. Takes the shortstop into the direction of the throw, but Rolsema able to hustle it out. That was a slow roller. Shortstop was played over to pull. And that one was just kind of hit up the middle, and it was slow enough to allow Rolsema to be able to run it out. This will be Andrew Sikora coming up. So looking at the bottom of the order, and it is looking like that it is going to be Valley City at least going the first time around with Will Schwer out of the order. So Will Schwer might be a super sub late in the game if Valley City needs a hit. Sikora lays down a bunt. Not a bad bunt. Only play is going to be at first base, and throw is in plenty of time. So good sack bunt by Sikora. And so this will bring up Luke Praska.
Number 3, Luke Praska.
Luke Praska, the left fielder today, plays a bit of second, also pitches for this Valley City team as well. If you're talking about young pitchers with the most upside, I would say Luke Praska maybe has the best stuff, maybe outside of Bryson Heck on this team. So 1 out in this second inning. That'll be inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Kind of the old classification of how do you define stuff. Stuff, I think, is not just velocity. Stuff is movement mixed with velocity. 1-0 pitch. Praska takes a hack at the third base. Bit of a high hop. Throw is going to be important. Throw takes him up the line, and Praska gets tagged out in the process. So one of those throws that's off target, but it's off target in the right way, where your first baseman gets thrown into the baseline and doesn't get run over by the runner. So actually pretty good job here by Mann of limiting hard contact. Man at second base here. Now pitch going to be in there for a strike, and you have Rolsema over at first base with that would be his right hand, and he's signaling with his right hand. I think he's signaling catcher setting up off the plate, which you're allowed to do, and takes a hack at that one, and the count goes to 0-2. So even if it means nothing, it's a way to get in the head of the pitcher and the catcher, which always can be important if you can make them think that you're stealing signs when really you're just messing with them. You got to hope your batter knows that as well. The 0-2 pitch. Rolsema late swing's going to foul that into the berm, and the count will go to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. Here in the bottom part of the second inning, Rolsema looking for a single to drive in his outfield counterpart to give Valley City their first lead of the game. The 0-2 pitch coming up. That'll be low in the dirt. Good sliding block behind the dish to keep it in front of him as Weber does a good job to smother it, and the count will be at 1-2. Bryson Heck, the man waiting on deck. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Hendrickson, chopper over to short. Runner cuts in front of the thrower. It's going to be a high throw, and that sails over the top, and that'll bring in a run for Valley City. First baseman didn't even move. It was thrown so far over his head. I mean, you've heard of like a home run where the outfielders don't move. Very rarely do you see a throw where the first baseman just puts both hands down, watches it go over his head. But the problem is that you do have to go get the ball. So I'm not sure that's going to win them any favors in the dugout, but Valley City catches a break with the E6 throwing error to put a man at second and give Valley City a 2-1 advantage. That'll miss high, and the count goes to 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. That was the 30th pitch of the game for Carter Mann. 1-0 pitch upcoming here to Bryson, and Bryson tried to pull his hands in, and that kind of part of the catch. That's Carson Weber, and he's shaking something off. You can always kind of hear the dull thud of the ball somehow striking the one part of you as the catcher that's not covered up. Usually what gets you is the ones that kind of like on top of the thigh and your wrist. Those are kind of always the ones that you take, maybe forearms as well. The 1-1 pitch, that is going to be in there for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Bryson has shown some ability to drive the ball well this year. He's got a home run and a triple, and does have good speed on anything in the gap. Williston, though, is playing him in. Heck shoots this one to third. High hopper. Valley City checks up over at second base, not trying to run into the out, but ultimately the throw good enough to sit down Bryson Heck. So the 5-3 putout will end things in the second inning. Valley City leads 2-1. Back here in a minute on KOBC.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right. Lever's Foods.
Happy Father's Day from Lever's Foods. All this week, save on Our Family Natural Cheese Slices, 2 for $4. Kemp's Simply Crafted Ice Cream, $4.99. Pizza Corner Pizzas, $7.49 each. In-Husk Bicolor Sweet Corn, 6 for just $1.98. And bone-in pork shoulder, only $2.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right. Lever's Foods.
Happy Father's Day from Lever's Foods. All this week, save on Our Family Natural Cheese Slices, 2 for $4. Kemp's Simply Crafted Ice Cream, $4.99. Pizza Corner Pizzas, $7.49 each. In-Husk Bicolor Sweet Corn, 6 for just $1.98. And bone-in pork shoulder, only $2.49 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Getting set to start our top of the third inning. 2-1 lead for Valley City. It'll be Mason Lestemeister coming up. Pitch here to Lestemeister is in there for a called strike, and the count will be at 0-1. Bryson Heck with 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings of work, and that'll be low and in the dirt, and that'll kick out, and the count will be 1-1. So it's 9-1-2 due up. It's Lestemeister, Weber, and Rhett Carnes. That one in there, and the count goes to 1-2. So going back talking about Bryson's slurve, again, that's kind of a pitch that's in between a curve and a slider. Yeah, really with velocity. That one going to be swung on and fouled away, and the count will go to 1-2. That's how more and more pitches actually are starting to be classified as not by break, but by speed, which is a sweeper, which is the same break as a slurve, but slower than a slurve. That'll be a little reaching swing, and Bryson's got it on a bounce throw to Sikora, maybe a little bit more casual than Chase Carpenter would like in the dugout, but ultimately there in time for the 1-3 putout, and this will bring up Carson Weber.
Number 26, Carson Weber.
Actually caught a kid one time that had 7 pitches, and as you all know, old school used to just throw down signs. I was actually in charge of calling games, so if you're asking, well, how do you throw down 7 fingers? You don't throw down 7 fingers. You just have different ways of signaling. So, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the hand. That one fouled away, and the count goes to 0-1. The sixth sign would be your thumb would point out, and the seventh would actually be you make a 7 with your pointer finger and your thumb. Kid threw 7 pitches. I only think about he could throw 2 of them for strikes, but he had 7. It was one of the weirdest kids I ever caught, by the name of John Paul Dean. Out one, a little check swing. They appeal. They say that he did not go, and the count will be 1-2. A kid by the name of Jason Cruz, who I caught one time, he threw close to 90 miles an hour. His secondary pitch was a knuckleball. That one's going to be blasted out in the right field past a diving Trevor Fetch, and that'll be a single for Carson Weber. So Weber on base both times today.
The first baseman, number 13, Rhett Carnes.
So this will bring up Brett Carnes. Carnes had a single his first time up. So we'll see how aggressive Williston is on the base paths. Weber, not the quickest of base runners, so that might give Bryson a little bit more focus out there. That'll be low and outside. The count goes to 1-0. Of course, we don't see a team very often, or you see them the first time around. You don't really know who's fast, who's not. You always kind of make the assumption by where they're hitting in the batting order. Usually you make the assumption that your top 4 guys might have some speed to them, might be some good athletes there, and then everyone else down low maybe not quite as fast. That one in there, and the count goes to 2-1. Reserved, of course, for maybe like if they got like a second baseman or a corner outfielder, or maybe hitting like ninth, then you maybe assume they might have some wheels to them. But you're kind of just working off assumptions, off of stereotypes, so to speak. 2 balls and 2 strikes here, as that's a nice little front door slider. The 2-2 pitch by Bryson Heck. Another breaking ball that's going to be popped in the foul territory, angling towards the Williston dugout. Sikora giving pursuit, and it bangs off the fence to stay in play, but Sikora was after it and just kind of don't know if he kind of took one quick glance at the fence and then couldn't get his glove back in play to get to the ball, but ultimately Harn stays alive for one more pitch. 44 pitches here for Bryson Heck. He'd like to be a little bit more efficient. Start bringing that number probably closer to 10 an inning. Pitch here by Bryson misses high, and it'll be a full count at 3-2. Coming up next, it's going to be Brooks Brotland. Brotland struck out in his last appearance. 3-2 pitch coming up here by Bryson. Kicks and fires, and that'll be low, ball 4. So it's kind of a mirror image of how the first 2 guys got on base in their first trip around, with Weber getting the single and Carnes getting the walk. So now both of the top 2 hitters have been on base twice, and once again you got 2 men on for Williston as they look to tie this game up. Brooks Brotland coming up. Pitch here by Bryson Heck. Clips the outside corner, and the count will be 0-1. Sikora pinching in, guarding against a bunt. Don't know how likely you are to bunt in this scenario with your 3-hole hitter with 1 out. Is high, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bryson trying to find the command. Can't afford to be walking everybody around here. Reach and swing, and that's going to be over to Jack Samuelson. Throws it on the runs. Got to be scooped by Sikora and does a good job to bring that one in. So good job by Samuelson to get to that one. It was a slow roller that was not going to be brought in by James Schwer. So Samuelson knew he kind of had to get the ball out quickly and throws out Brotland going to first base.
Number 30, Xavier Cesares.
This will be Xavier Cesares coming up. Cesares 0 for 1 today with the strikeout. So 2 men in scoring position here for Williston with 2 away. Here in our top of the 3rd inning. 1 run lead for Valley City. First pitch swung on and missed, and the count will start at 0-1. Carter Mann, who's the man on deck, hoping that his DH can come through for him with a big single. The 0-1 pitch, that one swung on and missed. Powell smothers that one, and the count will be 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Drop 3rd strike. Cesares can take off towards first base. 0-2 pitch. That'll be low and in the dirt, and Bryson tried to get him going after a fastball. Could not get him to bite. I think might see that breaking ball come out here. And Cesar is playing a bit of mind games as he throws up a pause as soon as Bryson came set. So trying to throw Bryson off his rhythm. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Tried to dot the outside corner, and it'll be 2-2. So interesting there. It's been nothing but fastballs so far here to Cesares. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Corbin slides and blocks it, and we'll tag him out. So Corbin able to slide, block, keep it in front of him, and then tag out Cesares before he get too far away. And Valley City still has that 1-run lead as we go to the bottom of the third here on KOVC.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC. Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Back here as we begin our bottom of the third inning as Valley City with a 2-1 lead. Top of the order due up for Valley City. It's going to be Corbin Powell, Trevor Fetch, and Jack Samuelson. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for Valley City. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for Williston. And that 1 error, the difference in the game that allowed Valley City to push across the go-ahead run. First pitch by Mann misses low and outside, and the count will be at 1 ball, no strikes. Powell singled his first plate appearance and also recorded a stolen base. That one's going to skip in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. Powell would have nothing more than be able to hit one into the gap, especially kind of, well, I don't know if there's a better way to describe than what Williston's doing right now. Again, they don't see Valley City very often, at least they didn't. I don't think they know how much pop Corbin has. They're playing him in like he's a slap hitter. That is going to be ball 4. So Corbin kind of stood there expecting maybe that to be a strike, but ultimately takes for ball 4. But, I mean, they are playing Corbin shallow in the outfield. Like, they're playing Corbin and Trevor at the same depth, essentially. So if Valley City's able to just really drive something into the gap, there's no chance it's going to be caught, and they could possibly go for 3, maybe 4, because of just how shallow Williston is playing. And Corbin is certainly in the Rolodex of interesting characters for this Williston pitcher, Carter Mann, as he has thrown over there quite a bit when he's been on base. A little blooper the other way, and Corbin will get on to second base while Trevor gets on with a single. So Trevor got that one in on the hands a little bit, but does a good job of staying composed, driving it the other way, and ultimately able to get on base with the opposite field knock. And this will bring up Jack Samuelson. And even, again, like, you don't play Valley City very often. you see the 6'6" kid stepping up. You're going like, okay, maybe take a 2 steps back. Because this is a little disrespectful, I would say. That one's going to cut the top of the zone, and the count goes to 0-1. Samuelson thrown out, trying to get the third on what was a very nice play by the third baseman for Williston, Brooks Brotland. Got him by a quarter step. The 0-1 pitch here to Samuelson is off the plate, and that one's going to get away from the catcher. A slow breaking ball, and you see that a lot with young catchers now. They try to almost go for the stab. In that situation, you got to know that you can't give up the pass ball there, and going cross-body reach where your catching hand is obviously going to be your left hand, and you cut across trying to go from, try to get that ball. Sometimes you just got to slide. You got to slide, keep it in front of you. You can't be doing stuff like that. Samuelson hits a bouncer up the middle. Corbin off and running. Throw is going to be in time. And so that was a dash by Corbin. He went on contact, but ultimately really had no chance to get to the plate. And only Valley City maybe can claim right there is the plate was blocked. But you can make the claim the plate's blocked if it's bang-bang, not when you're out by 5 feet. So nice little play there by Mann to flip it to his catcher, Weber, to nab Corbin Powell at the plate. So that'll put Samuelson on at first base, Fetch at third, bringing up James Schwer. Schwer stayed alive long enough to allow Corbin Powell to come in and score on a wild pitch. Then flied out to second base. Now they'll throw a pickoff over to first base. Samuelson back without much of a problem. 3 hits now for Valley City. Schwer would like nothing more than to hit this one into the gap for a nice extra base hit. Oh, and he lets one go by that looked really tasty to take a rip on. That's kind of not been his MO so far. He's been really aggressive early on in counts this year. Just kind of let one go right by him. Now he'll go the other way. Usually don't see that from James, but it works. Slow bouncer the other way, and he'll get on base with a single. And that'll be an RBI for James Schwer. This will bring up Parker Rolsema. Rolsema singled his first AB. James Schwer is about as dead of a pull hitter as you can get. Kind of you draw the line right down from home plate to second base, run it all the way to center field, and that's kind of the cutoff point for where James Schwer is going to hit the ball over towards the right side, but does a good job of that time going the opposite way and able to push Valley City's advantage to 2. 3-1 lead here for Valley City. The pitch to Rolsema. He's going to take a late hack of that one and foul it away. Count will go to 0-1. Schwer not a base stealer for Valley City. If Rolsema get one in the gap here, I'll be able to do some damage. Pickoff throw, and Schwer might have been napping a little bit there, a little late on the dive, but gets back regardless, and he'll remain at first base. So Valley City with 1 run across in each of the first 3 innings. They'd like to be able to throw up a crooked number here to give Bryson a little more support. Rolsema skies this one into shallow center. Second baseman looked like he was going for it. Dive in center field. Now Valley City taking off and running. Samuelson's going to come in and score. So it's the most shallow fly ball you'll probably ever see for a sac fly. Center fielder dove on it, and I'm not actually quite convinced that if he doesn't dive for it, that Valley City would have sent Samuelson home, because Samuelson would have been tagging, would have been a late reaction, and would have been coming up and throwing right away. And if Samuelson wasn't taking off and running, they probably would have got the out at second. So 2 outs. Valley City now leads 4-1. And this will be Sikora coming up. Sikora laid down a sac bunt his first time up. Schwer still at first base. 2 outs in the bottom part of this 3rd inning. Man comes set, kicks and fires, and that'll be catching the low inside corner. The count goes to 1-1. Praska, the man on deck, grounded out to third his first time up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pickoff throw back, and that one nearly threw it right into the path of Schwer, and Schwer, again, not likely to steal a base. Again, he's more of a player that gets momentum as he's running, not on the takeoff. kind of a downhill runner. Sikora hits this one, and that might be trouble into the left center gap, but it's going to hang up enough for the left fielder to move underneath of it. Looked promising off the bat, but just had a little too much loft to it. And ultimately, that'll be a casual fly out to left field to end things. In our bottom of the third, Valley City leads 4-1. Back here with the fourth inning in a little bit.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate, and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Carter Mann stepping into the box for the second time today, staring up at a 4-1 deficit. Valley City with the lead. 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Valley City. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for Williston. First pitch outside, and the count starts 1-0. Next one a bit low, golfed out. Late break over in right field by Leighton, but he'll ultimately bring that one in. Kind of sizing that one up. Kind of one of those in-betweeners where, like, you take a step back and then you kind of look at it like, is that going to get here? And it's actually a really tricky wind to play out in right field because it is swirling a little bit where the wind will kind of go from blowing straight to the foul pole to then just blowing straight in. So Leighton's kind of cautious approach paid off there and got in front of that one for the first out. This will be Alvin Kubasek coming up. Kubasek 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Now quickly down 0-2 here. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. The 0-2 pitch by Heck swung on and missed. It's a drop strike 3, but Corbin's going to tag him from behind, and that'll be another strikeout here for Bryson Heck. Count him up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Shortstop number 10, Brody Smith.
7 Ks for Bryson Heck in this one, and he'll be facing Brody Smith, who was his 5th strikeout of the day and a chain of 5 straight strikeouts. Big curveball in there for a strike, and the count goes 0-1. Pitchers that can throw breaking balls early in the count, so tough to deal with. You get pitchers that sometimes have horrible poker faces in that they just throw the breaking ball only in 2-strike counts. Throw here by Fetch on a chopper, able to get Smith in time, and Smith was trying to hustle all the way down, but Fetch ultimately able to get to the high chopper, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning, which is what you want to see if you're Bryson Heck. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is a 4-1 lead for Valley City.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Rambo, a proud sponsor and fan of Viking and Highliner Athletics, has been serving North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota with quality logoed apparel and promotional products since 1979. With online store options built to meet the needs of your company, organization, or team, Rambo will ensure that the process of ordering is easy and accurate, and that your items are received on time. When you're ready to put your logo to work, give Matt a call at 701-680-9585. Rambo, we're in the business of making you look good.
Luke Praska is set to lead off our bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 4-1 lead for Valley City. Praska bounced out to third his first time up. And our umpire dusting off home plate. Quick little time to tell y'all that the second round of the U.S. Open has wrapped up over from Oakmont Country Club. Sam Burns leading the way with a total of 3 under par. There's only 3 golfers so far under par at the U.S. Open. So, yeah, it's kind of playing like we all expect the U.S. Open to play like. And Praska hits this one down the third base line, but hooks it a bit out in front. And the count will even up here at a ball and a strike. Good-looking swing there from Praska, just not quite able to even that one out. The 1-1 pitch is going to be high and outside. And the count will go to 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And our bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch, a little low, and don't know if they called it on the swing or called it on the strike. Praska, I don't know, looking at the umpire, says, I'm not entirely sure I went around on that one, but does not get the benefit of the doubt there. 2-2 count. Pitch here to Praska, misses up, and the count will now go to 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Mr. Luke Praska, trying to find a way to get on base. The kickstart, another inning for Valley City. Oh, that catches the far outside corner for a called strike 3. And tell you what, Praska not looking too convinced at that one. So this will be Leighton Hendrickson coming up. Leighton getting his second AB of the game. Reached base off an E6 his last time up. That E6 ultimately what allowed Valley City to get the 2-1 lead, a lead that they have not since relinquished in this one. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Leighton. That one at the back foot. Not entirely sure that would have been called a strike. Either way, the count goes to 1-1. Again, a reminder, folks, we'll get you out to the Minnesota Twins game here on KLVC Radio right after this game concludes. Hendrickson, late swing on that one. He'll hit it in the foul territory, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 away. Man on deck for Valley City is going to be Bryson Heck. 1-2 pitch upcoming. High curveball off the plate. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leighton looking for something to work back up the middle. 2-2 pitch upcoming is going to be high, and Hendrickson offered at it a little bit. Ultimately kept the bat back, no question on that one. Be a full count here at 3-2. Second full count of the inning for Carter Mann. 3 balls, 2 strikes coming up. The pitch low, skids in the dirt, ball 4. So Hendrickson draws the walk, and Valley City's got a man on. So Bryson Heck coming up. He grounded out to third his first time up. So Bryson Heck is going to try to get on base here to put 2 men on for the top of the order. Valley City looks to tack on some more insurance at the halfway marker of this game. Pickoff throw back to first base. Chases Hendrickson back without any questions. Yeah, not a lot of depth being played out here by Williston's outfield. Any bit of hard contact in the gap, whether it's left center or right center, is going to be major trouble if it's just hit on a line. A little bit of a loft allows maybe the corners to go over and get it, but center fielder really going to have no chance to be able to get to it. Pickoff throw back to first base. Hendrickson again back with a dive, although he is getting a little twitchy out there on the bag. 61 pitches so far here for Mann. pitch to Heck. He gets underneath of it, hits it into the overcast skies. Hendrickson's tagging up just in case it gets dropped. And it will fall down, and Hendrickson going halfway is going to make it to second base. So the center fielder was chasing it, and then all of a sudden, I don't know whether he just didn't get to it in time, but the right fielder, the kind of old tale is that you never call off your center fielder. But if you're the right fielder and you get to the ball and you're just waiting on it to get to you, and you have your center fielder saying, I got it, sometimes you just have to say, no, stop running, I have it. You can console me about your feelings in the dugout later. That one in there for a called strike, and that one will go down into the books as E8. So Powell with 2 men on and 1 away. 0-1 count to start out. Powell high chopper to third, might be a double play ball. Out at third, Powell hustling, and the throw is not in time. Powell barely beats it, so the inning stays alive. So a chopper to third, and the third baseman, Brooks Broadland, playing right on the bag, just got it, took a few steps over to his right to step on the bag, and then threw it across the diamond and almost got Powell, but he'll hustle out the fielder's choice. This will bring up Trevor Fetch. Fetch flied out to center and is singled in this game. 2 on, 2 outs. Williston looking for their first clean inning of the day. This will be no ball, 1 strike. Jack Samuelson, the man on deck. 4 hits for Valley City. Fetch looking to do what he did last time, perhaps doink it the opposite way. Quickly finds himself down the count 0-2, as those were a good couple of inside pitches by Carter Mann. The 0-2 pitch upcoming here as Mann looks in, gets the sign he likes, nods his head, takes a look at the man at second. Low and in the dirt, and the count will stay at 1-2. One thing you cannot allow, you're the catcher, is a pass ball in this situation. To put the 2 men in scoring position, where if it's a single, maybe they get 1 run. You can't allow a single to produce 2. Fetch hits a high chopper. First baseman coming in. He's not going to get to the bag in time. Kicks it a little bit, but not enough for the runner at third, which is Bryson Heck, to circle around and try to go home. So it'll be a single for Trevor Fetch. That's just not good fielding right there by Williston. The first baseman's coming in, and yes, he bobbles it a little bit, but even if he gets it clean, he's not beating Fetch to the bag. So I have it in my book as a single, but we're not getting any love for the hometown scorekeeper here today. So that'll be E3. So E3 for Fetch. I would have given him a single. Don't worry, Trevor. In my book, you're 2 for 3 today. High pitch here to Samuelson, and it'll miss up, and the count goes to 1-0. Samuelson has 1 grand slam in high school, I believe, this year. He has a 3-run bomb this season. Would love nothing more than crack this game wide open. And he gets underneath of it, and that'll be shortstop moving underneath of it, but he has a bad read and nearly drops it. Oh, that would have been calamitous for Williston. But ultimately, Valley City is able to load up the bases, but not able to get anyone across. So Williston still very much in this game. 4-1 lead for Valley City as we go to the 5th inning.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Do you see yourself traveling, working part-time, or moving somewhere warmer when you retire? Hi, I'm Andrew Delabar, your Oaks Edward Jones financial advisor, and I want to help make your retirement goals a reality. Let's talk about where you are, where you want to be, and how we get you there. Together, we can plan for the expected and make sure you're ready for the unexpected. Call me at 701-742-3552 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Bayshore Cityside is a leading power sports and marine dealer proudly serving the Valley City area. Their goal is to help you with all of your needs: sales, service, accessories, and apparel. Their experienced staff is committed to finding the right products for you at the best possible price. Whether you are an experienced racer or just planning your first off-road ATV adventure, Bayshore Cityside welcomes you to experience their lineup of utility vehicles, ATVs, side-by-sides, and boats. Stop in Bayshore Cityside in Valley City. It's worth the ride.
This is 1490 KOVC AM Valley City and 96.3 K242CZ Valley City.
The voice of the Valley.
Bryson Heck back out here for his 5th inning of work, currently with a 4-1 lead. First pitch will miss low, and the count starts out here 1-0. It'll be Ethan Gillespie getting his second AB of the game. Bounced out to short his first time up. That pitch just misses high, and it'll be a quick 2-0 count. Bryson got exactly what he needed the last time around, which was a quick 1-2-3 inning. That'll be a check swing, and they say he went around, and it'll be 2 balls, 1 strike. That one was low and in the dirt, but ultimately Bryson able to get bailed out by an over-exuberant swing. The pitch will be just low, and the count goes to 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Gillespie trying to get on for the first time. And that'll be in there for a called strike. Gillespie tried to sell it as it was inside, but ultimately our home plate umpire throws up the strike. Full count coming up. The pitch here by Heck. Little swing, and that'll be fouled away, and they are going to say it is a foul ball. Gillespie took the swing, and the ball did ricochet off him, but the ball was in foul territory when it struck Gillespie, so it is not an out. 3-2 pitch upcoming, and that's going to be clipping the outside corner, called strike 3. That is now 8 strikeouts on the day for Bryson Heck. Mason Lestmeister coming up. Lestmeister bounced out to Bryson Heck his first time up. 9-hole hitter. Takes a big swing at that one, and the count will start off here at 0-1. Wind temperature going to be somewhere around 50 degrees here in Valley City. That's a good curve, and that one's going to be in there, and the count goes to 0-2. So it feels like 51 degrees out there. Actually 59. The 0-2 pitch. Late swing, fouled away off towards the berm, and it'll be 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. 3 errors for Williston in this game today. They're still in this, only down by 3. Valley City left the bases loaded in that bottom of the 4th. That'll miss outside, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch by Bryson. Big curveball, late swing, and back-to-back Ks for Bryson Heck. Now he'll get a chance to face the top of the order, which has been a pesky top of the order so far. Looking at the 2 hits for Williston, they've come in spots 1 and 2. You look at the 2 walks Bryson has given up, they've come in spots 1 and 2. So now the leadoff man, Carson Weber, coming up. Walk and a single today. That one in there for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Last single that Weber got was fought off and past a diving Trevor Fetch. Next pitch is going to be a blooper, and that'll get foul. Oh, it nearly shot the other way, and that would have been almost a little bit of a trick shot, as that one, if it would have stayed fair, might have had a chance to bounce into the cylinder that the tarp is spun around, but ultimately it was far enough foul to kick back in play, and Bryson will step off the mound to let his right fielder Leighton Hendrickson get back in position. Hendrickson and Garden really close down the line in right field. High fastball misses out of the zone, and the count quickly goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Bryson Heck now at 76 pitches. The 77th pitch, about as late of a swing as you can get, and all Weber can think about on that one is, well, at least I fouled it. Swing might have not looked bad, but it's not going to make the blooper reel because I fouled it off. Well, Bryson go back to the breaking ball. The 1-2 pitch. That one laced out in the left field, and he was sitting on a fastball, got the fastball, and deposits it for his second hit of the game. This will be Rhett Carnes coming up.
Shortstop number 13, Rhett.
So that was a bit of an interesting sequence there, as Weber's going to step off, and a courtesy runner is going to come into the game. Trying to get the number there for you. Oh, of course, it's black numbers on a black jersey, so it's impossible to see from that far away. I believe that's Paxton Nudsvig. Don't quote me on that. This will be a ground ball up the middle. Samuelson's got it. Will take himself over to second base. So Samuelson goes the short way, gets his buddy out of the inning, and we now go to the bottom of the fifth inning with Valley City still leading 4-1. Back here in a bit on KOVC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Looking to upgrade your home? Hills Cabinetry and Window Decor in Oaks is your local destination for stunning design and unbeatable value. From cabinets and countertops to custom showers, window treatments, closet systems, and more, Hills has your projects covered. Their professional design services, absolutely free. Their prices, guaranteed to be the best. Hills won't be undersold ever. Visit Hills Cabinetry and Window Decor just 2 miles south of Oaks. Call 742-5656 today and let the experts bring your vision to life.
James Schwer coming up for his second AB of the day. Schwer got an RBI single his last time up. He's also flied out the second. Takes a rip at that one, and the count goes to 0-1. And well, James might have been trying to, I think, cheat up a little bit there as he think back to that last AB where he got that kind of hanging breaking ball on the first pitch, and he didn't take a rip at it. Then takes a rip at a pitch he had no chance at. That'll be outside, and the count goes to 1-1. And Schwer is someone that, again, really good plate discipline. That was kind of what drew your attention very early on last year, was his patience. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schwer takes a big cut at that one. Can't come up with anything, and the count goes to 1-2. But talking to him during that tournament in Valley City, he said that he feels like he's batting at his best when he's taking swings early on in the count. 1-2 count up coming here. Man, at 73 pitches, sidearm fling, and that certainly unexpected. Man, not someone that comes over the top, more of a 3/4 arm slot, but that time he dipped all the way down into a sidearm sling and just frisbeed it off the plate. The 2-2 count. Schwer, a little, excuse me, half swing. Is that going to die in fair territory? No, it's going to hook foul. Well, again, you stay alive, but that was a really late swing by Schwer. That RBI single he went the opposite way with, so Schwer probably one of the most pull-happy guys on the team, probably up there with Samuelson. But he's got that kind of natural power build if he can get his arms into one. The 2-2 pitch. That'll run inside, and that'll be a hit by pitch. This will bring up Parker Rolsema. 1 for 1 today, single and a sac fly. Sac flies are an interesting statistic in that they don't shrink your batting average. So it's kind of like a walk in terms of a batting average. So if you're a 250 hitter and you hit into a sac fly on your fifth AB, your batting average won't change, but your on-base percentage will change because obviously you didn't get on base. So feasibly, it is possible to have a player, if he hits enough sac flies and draws few enough walks, that he will finish a campaign with a lower on-base percentage than batting average. Now, bunt gets shown, and Schwer dives back into the bag, and still the count goes 0-0. No balls, no strikes here. Rolsema trying to come through with another knock, see if he shows bunt again. Keeps it back now, shows it, and this will be uppercut, and do they call it foul? Yes, they do. So that was a ball that bounced straight on the plate, uppercut him on the kind of lower side of the feel of his helmet, it looked like, and he'll still get another opportunity because that was in foul territory. Valley City's ran themselves into an out before on that situation where Trevor Fetch tried to lay down a bunt, ended up running into the ball in fair territory. Now Schwer too far off the bag, and the throw's a bad one, and Schwer's able to get back. He was a lame duck caught out between second and first. All it was going to take was a good throw back to the bag to get him, but the catcher just led the first baseman too far astray, and Schwer able to get back. So 0-2 count up coming here. Another pickoff throw, and James is certainly getting some attention over at first base, and he's probably wondering, does this guy know that I don't have a single steal this year? The 0-2 pitch going to miss up, and the count goes to 1-2. Honestly, I think it might be because of the sliding mitt. If you're not a base stealer, don't wear the sliding mitt. As soon as you put on the sliding mitt, that's like an alert for a pitcher that, okay, this guy's fast. That's going to miss off the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. I don't know, what's the opposite piece of gear you could wear to just signify that you have no speed? James is actually probably faster than me. I'm the one with no speed. They measured my distance between home plate and first base with a sundial, and it broke. I was so slow, I hit a ball to the wall in center field and nearly got thrown out at second base. And they are still just trying to pick off Schwer over at first base, and he's getting back. I mean, he's getting like a stride and a half, maybe. The 2-2 pitch up coming here to Rolsema. Thomas off the plate, and the count goes to a full 3-2. And there is something to be said maybe about a pitcher overdoing it, because it's like a half pitch almost every time you pick off to first base. You are taxing yourself whether you know it or not. And the pitch swung on, hit by Rolsema. Schwer was off and running, so there will be no double play, but the throw will be made to first base in plenty of time. So been a pretty busy day over at third base for Brooks Brotland, but he's come up so far with a pretty good performance, at least defensively, and this will bring up Andrew Sikora. Sikora, sack bunt, his first time up, then flying out to left field. That one to left field looked like it might have been trouble, but ultimately that one just hung up in the air a little too long, a bit more of a line drive, and might have been able to get himself an extra base hit. Now Sikora hits a hard one right to the first baseman. Oh, that's just rotten luck there for Sikora. Just squares one up, and what makes it even worse is that you hit it to the first baseman playing in. It's like if you hit a hard one to first base, it's like, okay, the first baseman's playing deep enough, gets to it, whatever. When he's playing in and you hit one to him, and he just whips out the glove, and it's one of these looky what I have situations, that's the one that gnaws on you a little bit. So 2 outs here in our bottom of the 5th inning. Valley City still with that 4-1 lead. Luke Praska getting his third AB, 0 for 2 today. Ground out to third and a strikeout. Luke Praska looking to tack one on here, and that'll miss off the plate, and the count goes to 2-0. Hendrickson's the man on deck. He's been on base both times today, 1 error, 1 walk. Schwer's on base right now after a hit by pitch. 2-0 pitch up coming, and that looked in a very similar spot as the last one, but this one gets called a strike, and it'll be 2-1. 2 balls and a strike here to the Valley City left fielder. That'll be off the plate in a very similar spot, and it goes to 3-1. And you right now have the pitcher, Carter Mann, kind of, little miffed, let's say. He's saying, I've thrown the same pitch 3 times, and I've gotten almost 3 different calls. I'll be swung on and missed by Praska, and it'll be a full count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Praska. Wind slightly blown in here at Charlie Brown. Praska hits this one to left field, and that'll get down for a single past the outstretched glove of the shortstop. So Praska comes through with a single, and that'll push the Valley City lead up to 4. 5-1 lead for Valley City, their 5th hit of the day, and this will bring up Leighton Hendrickson. Hendrickson, 0 for 1 today, reached off an error, and also has drawn a walk today. Pickoff throw back to first base, and it'll be still a no ball, no strike count. Next pitch will be the 89th for Mann in this game. Pitch by Mann, and Hendrickson a little bit out in front of that one. Hits a high chopper, not an easy play. Long throw to third base is smothered and caught. Hendrickson trying to hustle it out, but Brooks Brotland has had a pretty impressive day over at the hot corner today. So it's a 5-3 put out. Valley City does tack on a run, though, as they extend their lead to 4 runs. We'll be back here in a little bit with our top of the 6th inning right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
For the Royals in the bottom of the 5th, 1 run, 1 hit.
You're listening to the Minnesota Twins on the Voice of the Valley, 1490 KOVC AM Valley City and 96.3 K242 CZ Valley City.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We're here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. We offer mail out with no additional product fee, and we offer an automated system for convenient refills. And as always, Dr. Natalie Meyer, Terry, Rachel, Cindy, Christina, or myself will answer your calls at 845-5280. Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City.
Bayshore Cityside is a leading power sports and marine dealer proudly serving the Valley City area. Their goal is to help you with all of your needs: sales, service, accessories, and apparel. Their experienced staff is committed to finding the right products for you at the best possible price. Whether you are an experienced racer or just planning your first off-road ATV adventure, Bayshore Cityside welcomes you to experience their lineup of utility vehicles, ATVs, side-by-sides, and boats. Stop in Bayshore Cityside in Valley City. It's worth the ride.
Brooks Brotland set to lead off our top of the 6th inning. First pitch going to be fouled away, and the count will start out here. And no balls and a strike, so Valley City has put themselves in a good situation, but they haven't really been able to bury Williston so far. That'll be swung on a miss, and the count goes to 0-2. Feel like they'd like maybe one more explosive inning really to give themselves some comfort, but Bryce has been pretty solid on the mound so far. That'll be in there for a called strike 3, and Brodden looks at one right down Broadway. 10 strikeouts on the day for Bryson Heck, as this will be Xavier Cesares coming up. Cesares. 0 for 2 day with a couple of punch-outs. Trying to avoid the hat trick. I think baseball is the only sport where you want to avoid the hat trick. Of course, you got the hat trick in soccer, 3 goals, hat trick in hockey, 3 goals. Never want the hat trick in baseball, which is 3 strikeouts. High chopper to Schwer. Throw is going to be on target, so 1 pitch, and now make that 2 outs for Bryson Heck, as Valley City would love to put together another scoreless frame. This will be Carter Mann due up. Mann flied out to right field his last time up. Also has a strikeout. Has kept his team in contention. Has done a really good job of minimizing damage. Just has not gotten the run support that you want to see if you're a pitcher. That'll be in the dirt. Holds back his swing, and the count will start off 1-0. Pitch number 85 by Heck clips the top of the zone, and the count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll be fouled away, and that hits off the pole. And it'll be 1-2. I'm always a little nervous here at Charlie Brown because, of course, you got the netting in front of us, and you have the net overhang, but it's not all the way sealed. So there is a gap right at the top. So theoretically, a ball could get in there and go right into the crowd. And Bryson's going to go right back into the dugout. A dominant inning, punches out Carter Mann looking. That is 11 strikeouts for Bryson Heck. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Valley City leading 5-1.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers?
Get lost in the newest edition of the Bermuda Square, the North 9 Bar and Grill in Valley City, overlooking the beautiful Cheyenne River Valley and the adjacent 9-hole golf course. The North 9 Bar and Grill offers a wide range of beverages and a brand new menu that caters to all tastes. It's the perfect place to cap off your adventure with good food and great company. To stay up to date on exciting announcements and events, be sure to follow the North 9 Bar and Grill on Facebook today. For over 40 years, Custom Machine has delivered on quality and service. Whether it's one part or 1,000, they guarantee superior results from prototype to production. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, Custom Machine is a full-service weld and fabrication shop offering CNC machining, water jet precision cutting, fabrication, and production welding capabilities to meet all of your metalworking needs. Find out more at www.custommachine.net. Custom Machine of Oaks, 742-3188.
Is your planter getting some acres on it? Well, don't forget about Gramlow Ltd. in Fullerton. They can help you make that older planter like new again. They have options to rebuild the parallel arms, new opener blades, get your meters tuned up and tested, or even update to an all-new metering system if needed. They can help you upgrade your fertilizer system and set you up with a set of tracks, too. Give the guys at Gramlow Ltd. a call today, 375-6330, or visit GramlowLTD.com, helping growers get the most out of their corn planting equipment.
Bryson Heck leading off this bottom of the sixth. Most likely will be going back out there, try to put the bow on a complete game effort. He's 0 for 2 today, has bounced out to third and has reached off a error in the outfield. 1-0 pitch. This is going to be lined into the gap, and this could be trouble over the left fielder's head potentially. Oh, no, he makes a running catch. That one looked like it was going to be trouble right off the bat, but the left fielder got a really good job, Isaiah Haugen, and he saves at least 3 bags.
The catcher, number 13, Corbin Powell.
Williston has played in so far in the outfield this game, and that nearly got over his head, and that would have been a fantastic way to start things out for Valley City. This will be Corbin Powell coming up with 1 down. I'll be in there for a called strike, and the count will start out 0-1. No balls, 1 strike with 1 away, 93 pitches here for Carter Mann. Powell with a single, a walk, and a fielder's choice. Takes a late hack at that one, and the count will go to 0-2. Was a bit up in the zone. And again, there's been a bit of an expansion in the top part of the zone in this game, so it might have been a 50-50 hack. The 0-2 pitch. Takes a late hack at that one, hits it, and it gets through the diving second baseman. Be interesting to see how this got scored. It's either going to be the 6th hit for Valley City or the 4th error for Williston, and it will get knocked as a single. So Corbin Powell, 2 hits. And Trevor Fetch, he probably doesn't, well, he knows this obviously because of the scoreboard. He's looking up at the scoreboard like, oh, so that's a single, but not mine. Cool, cool. So the leadoff man gets a 2-hit day, but I get the 1 for 3. Pick off throw back, and that'll chase Powell back to the bag. He does have a stolen base today. Fetch has flied out to center. Powell off and running. Throw takes him into the base path, but ultimately it's too shallow, and Powell will beat it with a head-first dive. That'll be a ball, so the count 1-0 here to Fetch. Showed bunt. Pretty sure that was just kind of a safeguard to try to throw off the infield. Down, you'll see Fetch lay down a bunt here. Now a little boinker. Can he get it over the head? Yes, he will. Powell gets a late jump. I don't know if they'll send him from third, and he's jogging in. So a little bit of a late read there. I got the better look at it just because I have kind of the better elevation to see that was going to drop. But Powell just kind of kept checking up, and just kind of made the late decision to take off. But again, you're up by 4. Maybe a little bit tighter game. You're off and running, but last thing you want to do, especially with the heart of the order coming up, is to run yourself into an out. Jack Samuelson, he's a guy that's looking to come through here. 0 for 3 so far. Looking for a big swing of the bat, pickoff throw, and Fetch got caught leaning, but he'll be back to the bag. It's not a quick pickoff move, man has. He's gotten a couple of Valley City players leaning, trying to take off on him, but he just doesn't quite have the snap and the pickoff move really to put any pressure on the runner. First pitch here to Samuelson, dots the outside corner. The count will be 0-1. Samuelson has grounded out to third, has bounced into a fielder's choice, and has popped out to short. That pop out to short nearly drove in 2 runs because it was a bit of an adventurous pop out. Throw back to first base, Powell back with a dive. So you take what I said when you say every pickoff's about half a pitch. He's probably picked over, I'd say 15, 16 times in this game. So in actuality, he's at 98 pitches, probably sitting closer to 110. Samuelson takes a big rip at that one, comes up empty, and the count goes to 0-2. Samuelson has this weird habit sometimes of being more effective against guys that throw harder. And, yes, when you can supply your own power a little bit more when it's thrown harder. But it's almost a bit of a timing issue for him sometimes to struggle against slower pitchers. Pickoff throw back to first. Fetch in with the dive. If there is a drop third strike, it will be a non-chase down situation at first base. Another pickoff throw to first, and I'm not sure what the record for failed pickoff attempts in a game is, but we are getting up there right now. It's almost a nervous twitch at this point. 0-2 pitch up coming here, Samuelson, and he cranks this one to deep left field, way back, and it drops for a hit. Powell had to check up. Fetch had to check up, so it'll be a long one-run RBI double. And left fielder Haugen nearly got to that one. That one hung up into the air for so long. The flag's kind of limp, so he's not getting any help there. But it is a bit chilly. So if it's probably maybe 15 degrees warmer, perhaps that ball has a little bit more juice to it. But ultimately, Samuelson will take the RBI double. He makes it a 5-run lead for Valley City. Now Valley City has scored in 5 of the 6 innings in this game. James Schwer coming up, hit by pitches last time around. Infield pinch it in here for Williston. And Schwer hits one hard and down the line, and that'll be fair. That'll score 2 runs. Samuelson getting wheeled around, and it's bobbled out in left field. That'll allow Schwer to get to second base. So it'll be scored as an RBI single at least, and maybe another error on the bobble that puts Schwer over at second base. And give Schwer credit for the 2 RBIs, so he's had himself a pretty productive day. And that'll be 8-1, and Carter Mann maybe deserved a little bit better result than what he's ultimately going to get. He did not pitch as bad as being down by 7 runs, but ultimately Valley City has finally managed to crack through them. So I believe this is Mann stepping off the mound. So we will have a pitching change. We'll be back here in a little bit here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula. 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
You care deeply for your loved ones, and so do we at CHI Oaks Hospital Clinic. Our dedicated primary care team supports the health of your whole family, from routine checkups to preventative care and everything in between. We're with you through every age and every stage, helping each generation live life to the fullest. Visit oakshospital.com to learn more. CHI Oaks Hospital Clinic, caring for your family with compassion, expertise, and grace. Call 742-3600 to schedule your appointment, because your health matters.
Parker Rolsema getting his 4th crack at the plate today. It's an 8-1 lead for Valley City. High pitch for ball 1. So that'll close the door for now on Carter Mann. He goes to second base as second baseman Mason Lestmeister will take the mound. Responsible for Schwer over at second base, so the door not quite closed on his day. Next pitch here, that'll be shot the other way. Don't know if they'll wave Schwer. They got the windmill going, so the big man hauling around third. Bobble in right field will allow Schwer to come around and score, so it'll be an RBI single for Parker Rolsema. So that's a good-looking day here from Parker Rolsema. He's got a couple of singles, now has an RBI.
The first base, number 7,
10 hits now for Valley City, and talking about a team really that has been in control of this game, I would say from the second inning, Valley City has been. They just haven't really quite gotten that one big inning yet to put things away. Well, they're now starting to get this inning, and now they're 2 runs away from possibly ending this thing in the 6th inning. So bottom of the order coming up here with Sikora representing the 6th spot in the lineup. That'll be outside, and really Lestmeister is just flinging this ball in here. Not much velocity on it. 9-1 lead for Valley City on our LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. In a situation like this, you just wait. You wait for him to throw almost 2 strikes at this point. Sikora takes a rip at that one. That'll be an infield fly. Perhaps, no, that'll make its way to left field, and it's not a great route taken. Ultimately, the shortstop will move in to take it. This will be Luke Praska coming up. Praska, RBI single his last time up. Ground out to third and a strikeout also on his ledger today. It'll be Leighton Hendrickson moving to the on-deck position. No, actually, excuse me, that's Will Schwer now stepping into the on-deck position, so it looks like potentially that super sub could be used. Runner off and going. Throw down is slightly offline, and that'll be a stolen base for Parker Rolsema, so good to see him get his, I believe that might be his. So that is another stolen base here for Rolsema. Probably been one of the more aggressive base runners this season for Valley City. Praska takes a big, healthy hack of that one. It'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. So Schwer sitting in the on-deck spot. The substitution not officially made yet. Logic behind that is if you're looking at a guy that could possibly drive in the game-winning run, most likely going to get that out of Will Schwer. That'll be low and outside, and the count goes to 2-1. So most likely, with Will going to right field, might just be willing to bank on right field working out enough. I think Will also does have corner outfield experience. So you're looking at the switch. He'll either go to first base or quarter right. Either way, if he does get into this game, of course. This will be a high pop-up, and that'll be the first baseman, second baseman calling each other off for it, and first baseman ultimately the one that gets it. So Will Schwer not officially into the game, so don't think it'll affect the defensive arrangement there for Valley City. So we head to the 7th inning, Valley City with a 9-1 lead back here in a little bit on KOVC.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938 for an investment professional. And tax and accounting professionals with Jim Laco and team at 701-845-1660 for a tax professional. Security is offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA SIPC.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Alvin Kubicek coming up here. Bryson Heck coming in to try to slam the door here on a complete game performance. First pitch swung on and missed, and the count will go to 0-1. Heck has been on fire in this one. Double-digit strikeouts. He struck out Kubicek twice today so far. That'll be swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Sometimes this is the most fun you can have as a catcher when you can just dominate a game with 1-2 pitches, and you can just hold your glove up, and it just hits your mitt every time. Tries to front door him with a cutter. And that'll be 1-2. Kind of throwing a little low there, but not a bad idea. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That is a dozen Ks on the day for Bryson Heck. Probably his best pitched game so far of the year. This will be Paxton Knudsvig coming up. Knudsvig getting his first AB. That one misses high, and the count will go to 1-0. So Smith had struck out and bounced out to second in this game. So nice play at second for Trevor Fetch. But this has not been a very taxing day for the fielders for Valley City. I'll be inside, and I'll hit Knudsvig, and it might have clipped him on the elbow, or do they say that it they're going to give him they're going to say it's a hit by pitch. There's a little bit, I don't know if Knudsvig thought it hit him or not, because he didn't take off and run right away. Now, again, you get hit by a pitch, you can kind of circle around, kind of shake it out or whatever. You don't have to instantaneously run to first base, but I don't know if he thought he got hit by the pitch or not. It's kind of one of those where it's in on the hands a little bit, and you don't know whether or not it clipped off the knob. The knob is in play, so it is part of the bat. So if it hits off the knob, it is a foul ball unless it goes in fair play, to which it is then a fair ball. I've seen that happen before. First pitch in there for a strike, and the count will be 0-1. So one man out with one man on. Ethan Gillespie 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. That'll be fouled off the handle. And it'll be 0-2. 96 pitches for Bryson in this one. Over perhaps the pitcher's best friend, which would be a ground ball double play if he can get it. That'll be a high chopper. James has got it. Goes to short way to Trevor, and that'll be one out. So I think maybe a little bit of crossing of the wires there of who was going to get to that ball. Schwer's momentum was taking him towards second base, so it's actually would have been easier for him to be able to make that play. But kind of where James was at, he's going like, okay, know how to play with a lead. Just think easiest play. And I think he realized kind of late that he was going to be able to get to second base in time. It was a bit of a high chopper. That one low and inside, and the count goes to 1-0. Bit more pace on it, might have immediately read second base, but kind of late, slow chopper and late decision to go to second, but ultimately the right one. That'll be bopped the other way for an opposite field single, and that'll be bobbled out in left field or right field by Hendrickson, and that'll allow a man to get over to third base. So error on Leighton Hendrickson in this one, and Lestmeister gets a single. That is the first hit for the Oilers since what I believe to be the third inning. So this will be Carson Weber coming up. Williston not quite out of it yet, and he's been their best hitter so far. Has not been sat down yet. A walk and 2 singles. Pickoff throw back to first, and that'll be back in time. Count will stay out 1-0. As far as I can tell, it's still the same defensive arrangement out there for Valley City. Again, Will Schwer was in the on-deck circle but never officially got into the game. I'll be low and inside. Powell slides to block it, and the count will start off here at 1-0. 1 ball, no strike. That is going to be an error for Leighton Hendrickson in this one, so almost a clean game for Valley City. I'll be flying in towards the parking lot, and you wait to hear the car alarm, and no, we are safe, folks. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down. Reminder, folks, after this one, we will get you to the Minnesota Twins game as they're just about to get underway with the Houston Astros. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. The pitch by Heck dots the top part of the zone for a called strike, so Williston down to their final strike. Heck looking for a complete game effort here, trying to rack up a baker's dozen strikeouts in the process. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, and Bryson Heck twirls a gem on the mound. A complete game, 1-run effort, only allowed 3 hits, struck out 13, and Valley City takes the first game over Williston. We'll have a write-up for the entire games today, both Game 1 and Game 2. But for right now, let's get you out to the Twins in progress for those listening on KOVC. For those listening on KOVC Live, thank you all for tuning in.